You're probably already familiar with Flatlanders, or a hypothetical universe that comprises of only two spatial dimensions, just like you're also probably familiar with Plato's Allegory of the Cave, where prisoners living in a cave since childhood only ever look forward and see reality in shadows cast from a light source inside the cave. But what would happen if you experienced a cave in reverse? Let me explain. There's a fun little game called 4D Toys that behaves like a sort of playground. And there are, of course, other 4D-inspired games like 4D Golf or Hyperbolica. You should definitely check them out. So what would happen if you were to strap a VR headset to a person since birth and have them interact in a 4D world? The setup would be much like the original Prisoners, only with this change in the number of dimensions, going from 2 to 4. In Book 7 of the Republic, it describes a person escaping said cave, and that person returning only for the other people living in the reality of shadows to consider that person insane, crazy. Which is why I thought it would be interesting to think about the exact opposite idea. Also, fun caveat about 2D creatures. You can't really have a typical digestive tract, as it would cut them in half, but Futurama already did that. Look, I realize there are obvious limitations to this thought experiment. Like, the person would eventually realize they have a physical body only able to move in a 3 spatial dimensions. But I wish I could know what would happen the day the person took the headset off. Would they be blinded by the more adapted reality, with their physical sensations like touch or hearing finally making sense to them? Or would this person be disappointed by the limitations of our 3 spatial dimensions? Would our world feel as trivial to them as Flatlanders would feel to us and our 3-dimensional sensibilities? I don't have an exact answer, but I would just think the person would be disoriented, at first at least, and then become a little more acclaimed to this new reality. The Allegory of the Cave is supposed to highlight this notion of enlightenment, and then it being impossible to comprehend to those who have not seen reality. But here, would describing reality to a potential other prisoner still be impossible? Or would they be upset at the confined nature of it all? A potential angle to consider is that it's not the reality that matters, but the change of reality that matters. Be it a fish being pulled out of water, a prisoner being pulled out of a cave, or a person escaping their digital environment. A change in medium can be quite scary, quite hard to explain, and difficult to convey to those who cannot see. So let me know in the comments, what do you think a person in this reverse Plato's cave allegory would experience? Thank you very much for watching, and remember, to stay human out there.